Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. And I was thinking I was late.
Sorry, come again?
I was thinking I was late.
Oh, well, actually, you're the first. All right, so how are you, Ernesto?
Pretty good. I wake up earlier today.
Yeah?
I I how do you say? I okay. I drive to my mom's work.
Mm-hmm.
La llevé al trabajo. How do you say?
Oh, you drove her to work. You can say you drove her to work, or you drop her at work.
All right. So I dropped
Mm,
her to work,
yeah.
and that's what I was thinking. I was late.
Um, Give me a second. Hold on 1 second. Okay, one quick sec.
Mhm.
Let's see. That is answers. Okay, so that's why you thought it was late.
Because I forgot my phone and here
Oh, okay.
and
Okay,
I thought,
I got you. So I never forget my phone when I drive, especially when driving. I don't know. I think if I don't have my phone, I might need it for an emergency or something, and then what am I gonna do?
no, me neither. I try to not forget it. And my mom worked like 15 minutes of home.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty near, but I felt like it was like half an hour because there was a lot of traffic.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, good stuff that nothing happened. You came back home well, and you were on time.
Yeah, I recall one time I got a problem with my previous car. I do not recall what part of the car was broken. It was
Mm-hmm.
something on the wheel, but it was like the middle of the night, and I was without battery in my phone. I haven't had any charger in the car, and so what I did is I sent a message to my mom. I have a problem with the car and I'm here, and I sent the location and that's it. And the phone turn off.
Oh wow.
And I was at Boulevard Venezuela in the middle of the night with the
Oh
car broken.
man, what did you do?
So actually she got the message and she sent someone for me.
Well, thank God, because could you imagine if you had not sent it?
Yeah, it was mythic.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like 2% of battery, and I have an iPhone, and that's nothing. And an iPhone,
And an
and I
iPhone
was
is nothing, yeah.
what
You
I was gonna do. So I sent my location, and here I have a problem with my car, and I won't be able to reach home.
thank God. And like how many minutes after did they come for you?
I 1 hour,
An hour?
yeah, an
So
hour.
what did you what did you
No, and I
say?
was thinking probably she's sleeping. She didn't get the message.
And what did you say when you saw them come in?
Thanks God,
Más te
because
vale.
yes,
Uh, that's what you say to her, más te vale.
no, 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 and I was thinking my options. Okay, so I probably would spend my night here.
Yeah.
I will need to push the car until the next gas station. I was thinking my options, and I saw there was a a truck for the police, and I asked them any help, any phone, and they was like, no, 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 we're currently busy. Bye.
Uh, the police. Um, they could have they might be busy and it could be right, right? Because maybe they were doing something like business
Yeah,
stuff, but they could have called someone.
yeah. What I was looking is just a phone call.
Hmm. Did you ask them that it was just a phone call?
Yeah, yeah. I just need a phone call. No, no, no. We're busy.
Wow. Okay. We're glad nothing happened. I mean, nothing bad happened because you got the assistance that you needed. So, you see my screen?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so the today's topic. So this was for. Let me get my pointer here. Okay, so this what this topic was for Monday, for Tuesday, which was yesterday. And the one for today, which is phrasal verbs and idioms for negotiation. So everything we've been talking about is about negotiation. So we'll continue with this negotiation vocabulary and stuff that we're sharing. Um, I'm gonna share the audio right now. And the first thing that we're gonna do here is that we're gonna practice our listening skills. It's a podcast for English idioms for negotiation. So that's what we're gonna learn today. Maybe not learn, but review or recall something that we already knew. Okay, so which is English idioms, but related to negotiations. So I'm gonna hit on play to this podcast so we can listen to it, like maybe half of it or part of it, because it's 20 minutes. So we won't listen to it all of it, but we'll listen to part of it to see how
Okay.
much you understand.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so here we go.
Hi there, this is Harry, and welcome to another podcast where I try to help you to get a better understanding of the English language so that you will be able to have better, more constructive conversations. You'll be better able to understand your colleagues if you're involved in Zoom conference calls, whatever it may be. We help you with your grammar, your pronunciation, look at phrasal verbs, idiomatic expressions, everything connected with the English language. And of course, if you want to contact me, and I'd be happy to hear from you, I'll give you the contact details at the end of this particular podcast. And if you have a friend or colleague you think might benefit from it, well, why don't you invite them along? So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to focus on negotiation and negotiation idioms. So, as the name suggests, they're probably more specific and related to business, but not entirely. I'll go down through them and I'll give you examples, and hopefully you'll get a better understanding, and perhaps you'll be able to practice or to use some of them in your next conversation. So, here goes. Bend over backwards. Play somebody at their own game. To give ground. To drive or strike a bargain or a deal, either with somebody or something. To agree to disagree. To be a party to something. Come to terms with something or somebody. Mend your fences. Give way to somebody. Meet somebody halfway. And then finally, sign on the dotted line. Sign on the dotted line. Okay, let's go through them and give you a couple of examples. To bend over backwards. Well, as you can imagine, that can be quite difficult unless you're big into your yoga, and bending over backwards, particularly at my age, not so easy to do. Okay, so when you bend over backwards for somebody, it's difficult, but you do it, and what it literally means is that you're trying to do as much as possible for the person with whom you're negotiating. So you could say, oh, I've bent over backwards for that client or that customer, and he still won't agree. So you get a little bit frustrated. Or you might say to the kids, I've bent over backwards to make you happy. I've sent you to the good school. I've got you involved in that club. I've given you good pocket money. Why can't you be happy? So we get a little bit frustrated. So when we bend over backwards for somebody, we do all we can, all in our power, try and help them, try to
What is the first idiom they say here?
It is bent over backwards.
Okay, and the meaning and the scenarios where we can use that.
Okay, it means if you already try all your options and the other party is still not accepting your terms.
Okay.
And it according with him, probably you might get frustrated because you are trying everything in your steering and the other party is not changing his mind or not accepting your point.
Okay. That's
What
good.
what I'm not understanding, which is literally bend over backwards. I mean, I got the idiom, but literally, what does it mean?
Bend is when, like, for example, if I say like bend, I'm bending backwards. I'm doing this like this. Or I bend over the table is I'm gonna like lean over a bit.
Doesn't have any sense, right? I mean,
Yeah, idioms, idioms are like it. Yeah.
no, what happened is because he mentioned because of my age, you will say that it's not possible that I can bend over my backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, like do that. Uh,
All right, but yeah, that's the first one.
mhm.
That's the meaning, right?
Yes. It's a bend over backwards is like this. Yeah, because maybe he said that because if you look at his photo, he's like,
He's not a kid. Yeah.
no, yeah, he's like 60 maybe. I don't know. So that's why he says that his age is kind of impossible to you know. Yeah. Yes. And what's the other meaning he was mentioning?
Actually, I just got this one, and I couldn't get any other meaning.
Okay, good. Now let's continue listening.
make them more comfortable. So in a negotiation, when we bend over backwards, perhaps we do a little bit too much, and perhaps we should have done less and they might have been more appreciative of it. To bend over backwards. To play somebody at their own game. Well, this is interesting expression. When you play somebody at their own game, you do exactly as they're doing. So if somebody's a little bit cunning or sly, then you are a little bit cunning or sly. If somebody is playing the waiting game, when they're waiting for you to come with a better offer, and they keep silent, and the longer they keep silent, they believe that you'll come along and say, okay, let's do the deal on these terms. So when you play somebody at their own game, you do exactly as they do, or you mirror the actions that they take. Okay, so if you're in negotiation with a prospective customer and he's holding out for a bigger discount, then you might just say, okay, well, look, that's the best offer we can do, and you sit and wait. And you have to play a waiting game because the customer might believe that you're going to come and offer a better discount, or you're sitting waiting, hoping that the customer really needs the product that you have or the service that you're offering, and he will eventually come along and say, okay, I'll accept your terms. So you play somebody at their own game. Sometimes.
What about this one?
Okay, it's going to be play something at the own game, which means this is actually pretty straightforward as the meaning.
Okay.
And you are mirroring the actions of the other party. In a negotiation context, the other party is not taking actions and it's just waiting for you to do the first move. Actually, you will be doing the same thing. You will be just waiting for the other party to move, to do the first move. So you are playing something that they own game.
Right. And in talking more about business, how, or yeah, business still, but relating this to your work or the type of work you do, how would you relate this to, I don't know, to any scenario or the things that you do at work there in Aplauda?
Let me think about it.
While you think, I'm gonna go get water, if you don't
Yep.
mind. Okay,
No, go ahead.
thank you. All right.
Okay. Well, so probably the most accurate example that I was able to find is this one. Not probably business or negotiation related, as my position does not have that specific scenario, but every bi-weekly I have a meeting in which we will need to we distribute all the work that we will be doing the upcoming 2 weeks. So we have all the developers and we have all the work, imagine that you are the one that is distributing the work, so you're sharing your screen, you have
Uh-huh.
all the tickets, and you're saying, okay, so we have all this work, we will need to you will need to get all the work here that you're going to work in this coming 2 weeks. So whenever that
So so what kind of job do you do there?
I'm a developer,
Uh-huh.
and yep, so in the team, in my team, we have 4 developers.
Okay. And how much money do you get paid? No, I'm kidding.
Not enough.
No, 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 it's a joke, of course.
Yeah, but my
I
short answer will be not enough.
I was no, I was gonna ask you like I know that you are developers but are in different areas. Some of you are QA, some others are I don't know, HR, some others are no, that you guys people in culture I think you call them. Um but you guys are in different areas and for different clients, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So, uh, with this idiom, whenever the difficult tickets are upcoming,
Mm-hmm.
but whenever the easy ones, okay, so who's going to pick up this one? And everyone, okay, I will take this one. I will work in this one. And when the
Okay.
difficult one is coming, silence.
Nobody says nobody says a word.
Every day. Exactly. So everyone's waiting for the one to start talking to.
Mm,
So that, yeah, we are, and we're waiting for the other one to start talking to see how, if not, at the end you will need to have the one difficult one, but at the end, yeah, you will need to take one of the difficult ones. Yeah, so weeks are like that.
okay. That's good. I'm gonna continue playing so we can learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
It works, and sometimes it doesn't. To give ground. Well, the ground is the area or the space on which you stand. And if you literally give ground, it means you give some of that ground away to somebody else. So in negotiations, when we give ground, we relent a little bit, we offer something extra, not much, and then we may have to offer a little bit extra, which is part of the negotiation. So we eventually give ground, meaning we give the person on the other side of the table a little bit more than what you wanted to give, but not as much as they wanted. Okay, so to give ground. So in negotiation, as we all know, compromise is a very, very important word, and it's not so easy to reach a compromise because nobody wants to give up that little bit of margin, that little bit of profit. But in order to get the deal done, occasionally we have to give ground. And it might be to give ground on certain points. So in your negotiation, you might have a list of 5 or 6 or 7 points that you want to clarify or you want agreed in the contract. And you probably know that the other party to the agreement is not going to agree to everything. They're not going to agree on your 5, 6, or 7 points. So you might have to give ground on 1 or 2, meaning you're prepared for 1 or 2 points to allow the other party to take an advantage, whereas the key points that you want, you will not give ground at all. So you'll dig your heels in, as we say. You will stick to your point and you'll try to get those agreed. So give ground on something you're quite happy to give up, but hold firm on those points that you don't want to give any ground on, to give ground. Next, to
One is give ground, and which means is to go a little bit extra or a little bit more away about your initial offer in order to get the deal done. I was thinking that probably at the beginning of the negotiation, you already have a list of bullets that you already know that you will need to, that it is acceptable to give ground for example, whenever you are doing a negotiation with your company, probably, so they know that how far they can go with you. So yeah, that's give ground
Okay,
offers an extra.
okay, good. Let's go to the next.
Drive or to strike a bargain or a deal. So we can drive a bargain or we can strike a bargain. So the words mean exactly the same. And to drive or strike a bargain means to reach agreement. Okay, so we struck a bargain today and the building starts next week. We've driven a hard bargain, meaning we've had lots of negotiation, but finally we got it agreed and the building project will start next week. So a bargain or a deal can literally mean the same thing, whatever we're negotiating on. So let's say it's to build a shopping center or to build a hotel or a block of apartments, and we want to get the deal done on the land on which this property is going to be built. So we start negotiating with the owner of the land so that we can buy it at the best possible price so that we can make the maximum amount of profit on the deal. So we drive a hard bargain in terms of negotiating. We strike a bargain with the owner so that we can buy that particular land. So drive a bargain or drive a hard bargain, strike a bargain, strike a deal, we get it done, and the building project will start as soon as possible. To agree to disagree. This is a really good expression because this really means that you can't get any agreement with the other party. You have your view, they have their view. You give your reasons why you support a particular view or opinion. They give their views as to why they support their particular position or opinion. And at the end of the day, when you know you're not going to be able to persuade them and they know they're not going to be able to persuade you, you shake hands and say, okay, let's agree to disagree. Okay, meaning we're not going to get an agreement, but we're not going to fall out about it. We're not going to continue this row. We'll just agree to disagree and we'll move on. So sometimes when we have negotiating points in a contract, they may be difficult to get everything agreed. And in some points we have to agree to disagree, and therefore we have to be a little bit commercial about it and decide, is it something that we will lose the deal over or something we're just happy to let sit, or in some ways we just have to walk away. Okay, so when we agree to disagree, we have to really think hard about what we're trying to achieve. Okay, so agree to disagree literally means that you cannot accept the other person's point of view, they cannot accept your point of view, but you're not going to have a row, you're just going to agree to disagree and you walk away.
How about that one?
Okay. The first he mentioned two. The first one was a drive a back, I think, and it's just reach a deal. That was an easy one, just reach a deal. And agree to disagree is, I mean, I heard before, and it's let's normalize that not every negotiation is going to be a deal. It's not going to be completed. So
and that's a daily regular life situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not every conversation and negotiation that you will start is going to be in your benefit or the other party benefit. So even if you attempt to start it, it's not a fact that you will be reaching a win. So if you start it and you notice that it's not going to go to a new point, you may agree with the other party to disagree. That's not to be a problem. That is not must to be a problem with the party. It's just it's not a must to reach a deal with the other person. So you have a busy life. I see.
Me?
Yeah, I just see your calendar.
Oh yeah. I was this is my calendar. And this is not too much right now. I have these minutes. Normally I would have more, a lot more. This is another class I have. So And that's
So you
one,
you had two jobs?
that's correct. And that's one calendar. I have another calendar here.
And what do
Uh,
you do at TELUS? You're a
I'm a,
trainer?
I'm a trainer, and this is my other calendar. So every
I
day in the
will-
morning, I check the two calendars. And I have one more, which is this one. Yeah.
And that's for another job?
No, it's the same job.
I used to work at MoneyGram at TELUS.
Tell us.
Mhm.
So to be a developer, what do I need to study?
How to code?
Come again?
How to code? How to code? How to program?
Okay, how to code, and what exactly and where do people need to study that?
It's a that's an interesting question. It's not a must that you need to go to the university nowadays. You can go to online courses, but you need to be disciplined, a
Mm-hmm.
disciplined person. Um, and the other thing is everyone is I don't know because there is a lot of work. There are a lot of work I will know how to I will start learning how to code and because it's cool and because it's remote work. And at the end of the day, they do not like it. And when the boring part of the life of a developer comes, they are not ready for it and they quit.
Uh-huh.
You need to be ready for that part also. Um, you will need to be a little bit liking of mathematics. Not too much, but you will need a little bit of there.
Math?
Yes.
Okay, don't then don't. I don't
All right. So let's agree.
Okay, so I'll continue to be a trainer. No, I'm joking. Math. I didn't know you had to, you know, you guys had to do anything with math.
Yeah, code is in deep. If you go deep, code at the end is mathematics.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
And it's not too difficult as it looks.
Yeah, that's what I think. One of my friends, I studied education in the university, and one of my friends studied education as well, but he just got like halfway. He didn't finish, and then he continued. But he learned English, so he was working at TELUS with me at the beginning, and then he quit because he was gonna go and live in the I don't know, it was in a new European country because his girlfriend moved to Europe, and then he was gonna move as well, but he quit job, and then the whole pandemic situation and quarantine came over, so he couldn't move, he couldn't travel to Europe. So it was a bad situation for him because he quit the job because he was gonna move there, and then he didn't have a job after because he had quit and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't travel. So what he did is that he continued. He knew a little bit, maybe 20% of French, so he knew French a bit. So he continued studying, and then like 2 years later, he was writing to me, "Hey, how you doing?" And I started talking to him. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm back at TELUS and I'm working for a French account." And I was like, "Oh, wow." That was cool because that's what he wanted at the beginning, to be in a French account. So that showed me how disciplined he is because he learned another language and he was by himself. He didn't go to classes.
Economic, yeah.
Yeah, so I was happy. And then about a month ago, I traveled to Colombia because for a week because I wanted to, you know, to know in Colombia, and then he was I was posting pictures, and then he wrote to me again, and I was like, I don't know, every time he writes to me, I'm happy because he's one of my good friends. And then he told me, hey, you know what? I'm studying. Oh no, he told me, he called me, and then he was like, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna go to classes in the university. And I was like, what are you studying? And he's studying marketing. No, it's not marketing, is journalism, I think. It's like to become
The journals,
yeah.
communications.
Communication. So he's studying communication, and I was like, when he told me he was at university, I was like, oh man, that's good. But then when he told me he was studying communication, I was like, I mean, okay, that's nice, that's good. I'm glad you're studying something else. But but then I was with a friend, and I told him, I mean, for example, if I studied something else right now, I will learn how to code to become a developer. I have a friend that she's been working for different companies. She was working at Tigo first as a developer, and then she moved to the bank. I don't know what's the Industrial, I think. And then she moved to the Banco Agrícola, and then she moved to. But the reason why she's been moving is because they've been paying her more.
Yeah,
And recently,
that's normal here.
she was working for, I don't remember the name of the bank, but she moved to another company now, and we were like, why did you move? Oh, because they gave me a little raise. I mean, they're paying me more. And she was like, oh, a little raise. And we were like, okay, so how much is the raise? And she said $800. And we were like, that beep are you talking about? This $800 is a lot. And she was like, yeah, that's why I'm so she's she's earning uh, I think a good money now. So yeah, I think learning how to code is nice.
Yeah, you can do a good career here
Yeah.
in this industry.
Um, when I studied, I recently we initiated a project here like with a new it's a whole new application. It's ServiceNow. ServiceNow is new for us because we didn't have it. I mean, it was like 2.5 years back, and we didn't know anything about ServiceNow. So I mean, not us, right? But the company hired um, someone from I think it was like you, right? So he hired someone from another company to show us how to code, not how to us doing the codes, but how to use the stuff. And we were like,
Mhm.
okay, we need to change this color here. We want this and that. And so we were telling them, and they were coding. But what I want to say is that the person that this company hired for us, they knew, right? Because it's their daily job life.
Mhm.
But the developers that the company hired to work with us, which were like developers coming, I don't know, somebody who like us, right? So they started working, and they didn't know much. For every little thing they were doing, they were contacting the previous guy who trained them. I think that very basic stuff they did not know, and we were like, I mean, and are you the developer? For real? Because the very simple stuff he couldn't do, and we were like, I mean, we know nothing about, coding and stuff, but to me that sounds like very basic stuff. And so that's when I thought maybe I should study how to code.
Yeah, there is a video on the internet from the Black Eyed Peas. They are
Mhm.
they are moving an initiative that they have an initiative that an academy of code, and they say that it doesn't matter your career or your path, you
Uh-huh.
should learn how to code because it will open your mind and your point of view.
How long did you study for to learn how to
I
code and
I I mean I did went to the university.
oh, okay, so you did go? Okay.
Yeah, but actually being honest, I did learn how to code deeply to be able to get a job in 1 year and a half, but with without any life.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic year was the one that I was studying like a lot, learning how to code every single day.
Mm-hmm.
What I was at TELUS. I mean, I was tier 3 at TELUS, so I
Mm-hmm.
was doing nothing. And I had a lot of time to study.
And so that's why then and okay, that's good. That's nice.
Yeah, my objective was get a job of a developer when I
Mm-hmm.
was.
And it's a good stuff because she's been moving from job to jobs and yeah, that's really cool. I like it. I really like that. So maybe I'm but I don't have enough time, but maybe I'm gonna start.
There are a lot of free tools online. You don't have to download anything. In with
Oh,
10 minutes online, you can just get the basics
I,
and start just.
mhm. So that's what I was that's what I was gonna say about my friend. So he was like, "Oh, I'm studying communication stuff, and he's gonna spend like 5, 6 years in the university and paying a lot of money." I was like, "Why are you studying that? You should."
Exactly. That's not something I will.
In communication, I mean, he is not that he will graduate and then get a excellent job in communication and earn good money. No, it's not gonna happen.
I don't know if my capital is mine, but I will study something that at the end is going to give me some revenue.
Like me, I'm super glad, and I every single day I thank God. I say when I studied university, when I started the university, and when I got there and say, okay, so what am I gonna study? I was in the middle of medicine. That was my dilemma. So medicine, law, psychologist, or professor or education. And then I said, well, law, no. Being a lawyer, no. And then psychologist, no. And then I was in the dilemma of being a doctor and being an educator. But based on my reality, I say, I mean, medicine is maybe not expensive, but it's time consuming, and I need to work and study at the same time. So I went this area, which is about education, and um, and I'm super happy with what I chose because I like it. That's what I work. That's my job every day, and I love it, and I get good money, and so I have a lot of friends. For example, one of my best friends, he just graduated from marketing. He just graduated from marketing. Sorry, let me just mute this. Like about I don't know, like 3 months ago, I think. But before graduating, he was looking for a job, and it's been almost a year that he's been looking for jobs, and he can't get nothing. And then now that he graduated after 3 months, he's getting nothing. He's been applying to a lot of different companies, and he's not getting the job. So um, it's sad. It's sad because people who spend a lot of years and time and stress at the university, so they come to this reality.
Yeah, it is that.
So in my case, thank God, um, nowadays I don't have any problems with it. Yeah. So that's what I was. So that's what I was thinking when my friend told me like, oh, I'm studying communication, and I was like, I mean, of course, I was not gonna tell him, hey, right? But I told him it was good, nice. I was happy for him. But then I was like, I mean, to study that, to go to university, I would rather start study coding or how to code, which is what you did. So that was a very smart move from you. That was a very good move. How long have you been working in this
I,
area since you?
um, I mean, I finished my career in the pandemic year, and then at TELUS, I've been a tech support and doing some IT stuff, but
Mm.
it wasn't coding. It was some IT
Uh-huh.
industry, but it wasn't code.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm been this at Aplaudo is my first developer job, and I've been here for 2 years, a little bit of 2 years, 2 months.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Very nice. So yeah, that's nice. And that's good because you graduated for something that you study and then now you're working because that's related to it.
That's the
It's
plan.
okay, yeah. That's good. That's good. Hold on.
Yeah, I applied to Digital Solutions and they told me no, you don't have experience. And then I applied to Applaud and they told me, why you're leaving, you can apply to Digital Solution. And I say, hey, you're kidding, right? You say no. You say no to me.
Why didn't you apply at TELUS?
Yes, I was at MoneyGram and I applied to Digital Solutions because I already had the experience. And I mean, I got the knowledge for a position as a developer. And they told me that not because I didn't have the experience. Okay, I got it. And then I applied to Applaudo and I went to the process and I got the job at Applaudo and I quit at Telus.
Mm-hmm.
And then they told me in the meeting why you're leaving us and why you're not applying to Digital Solutions. And I say, hey, you're kidding, right?
Are you beep kidding?
Yeah.
Digital solution at TELUS is very good. They they
Yes. Yes.
they
It's
go
very good.
to Canada. They send people to Canada. Actually, one of my friends' brother, he applied to digital solution. I think digital is and then they're in. Don't know why, but he was moved to Canada. He's in Canada now.
I think here in El Salvador, Digital Solutions is the top company for developers.
What, really? They
Yeah, right.
I heard that they earn like 3,000.
Yeah, I have it's not a friend, it's a knowledge. How do you say conocido? I know someone,
A non-person, yeah.
a known person, the same as you that she was a peer of at the university, but she got a job at the prior of me because she's smart, is pretty
Uh,
smart. He started
uh,
working at Cuscatlan. Then when I was studying, she was actually working at Aplaudo. And now she's working at Digital Solutions. And because I have her at
and
Instagram. And
and
now
then
I saw her on a huge truck and I saw her at Abu Dhabi on vacations in France. So for sure that she's doing a lot of money.
um I definitely need to study how to code. Yeah, one of my yeah, it's a non-person is not my friend. I talk to him, but sometimes it's like quick stuff. It's not my friend. But he's the he's one of the team leads in digital solution. So if being a developer, I think they get more money. I mean, they should get more money if they're team leaders. Um, so he's one of the team leads there.
Yeah, the digital solution is like the top. Digital solution Applaudo, they are like they are like it's interesting because one person quits from digital solutions and go to Applaudo, and then one person quits Applaudo and go to digital solutions and so on. So they
Okay.
are changing people.
This this friend that that I mentioned that she's been working for, she was working for Tigo. I think that was her first experience in as a developer. And then when she knew I mean when she got experience, then she's been moving to like from bank to bank, getting more money, and now she moved to a company that is based in Colombia, is based in Guatemala, and is based in the US, I think. But they hire people from El Salvador. So right now she's been traveling to Guatemala, like she's been there for like for 1 week the first time, then she came back for 2 months, and then now she's back there in Guatemala for another training. And then she's gonna come back, and then I think like in 2 3 months she's gonna go back again to no, she's gonna go to Colombia. I think she's gonna be in a training there for a week or so. So that's really cool because it's all
I need a job
expenses
like that.
it's all expenses paid.
Yeah, I need a job like that. Here at Arapato, well, at my team and my
Mm-hmm.
with my client, we are just two Salvadorians. Then the other people are Colombian, and then the other one from US.
What
And
do you
definitely,
what do you mean only two of you are Salvadoran?
yeah, Aplaudo is all a Latin American company. So
Okay.
we
You
have two people from all Latin American,
uh
and our client is from US. I think I mentioned in my first class that my client it sells cannabis.
okay.
At the S, which is normal, as my understanding is, well, we manage their human resources and their payroll.
Mm-hmm.
And as the developers team, on, only one peer of mine is Salvadorian. The other ones are Colombians. And we have a Guatemalan and a Spain developer. And they are selling that Colombian. It's beautiful. We have
Colombia.
Yeah, we have one peer from Bogota, the other
Oof.
we have a peer from Cucuta, and well, two peers from Bogota and the other one from Cucuta.
I went to Colombia I went to Bogota about a month ago, I think. Oof. Um the only places that I've been to is Guatemala. And now that I went to Colombia, because me normally if I would do something, I would do it here, and I'm busy all the time and I don't have time to do much. But anyways, my friend told me, hey, I'm gonna do a trip to Colombia. My friend who graduated from marketing, so he told me my parents just pay me a trip to Colombia, and I'm gonna go next week. And I was, oh man, I need to go with you. I want to go with you because I want to know how Colombia is and stuff. So I
Mhm.
went with him. Oof, I loved it.
And
Bogota.
I understand that the weather is not hot as here, right?
No, right now we are the
25.
25. We're 25. And then later on today we're gonna get to 29, 30, 40. But there in the morning we were at 9, and then throughout the day we were at 12. So it was beep cold.
Man, but I would like that weather.
And then I like to drink, right? So we drink beers a lot, and then when we would go out at night to the bars, it was like everybody was like with sweaters and stuff, scarves, and because it was cold. It was 10 or 9 during the night, so it was very
And
cold.
that's something that I like.
In the Airbnb that we were, no, it was a hotel. In the hotel, we were in two different hotels. In the hotels we were in, none of them had air conditioning
Because you don't need it.
because they don't need it. Yeah, it's cold. It was,
Typical.
yeah, it was very cool.
Definitely, this upcoming year, I was planning to go to the trip this year, but for different reasons, I decided to go to the 24 to Colombia.
You should go. Well, Bogota, which is what I went, is very cool and it's not expensive. We were in a mall, the Grand, I don't know what's the name. I'm bad with names. So we went to a mall and we ordered food. Like if I go to La Gran Villa, but like, not La Gran Villa, but if I go to Multiplaza or any other mall, my lunch is gonna be like a decent lunch is gonna be like $6, $7, $8 and more, right? So there we went and ordered food and it was $3.75. It was a regular plate with food and a soup and the drink, and it was $3.70. It was cheap in the mall. So I don't pay like $370 here if I go to Multiplaza and eat lunch. It's a lot more. So it's cheap. And the hotel, the night, it was $24. So it was cheap. You should go to Bogota.
Yeah, definitely. I had that plan to do it this upcoming year.
Yeah. And my next trip is gonna be alone. I wanna travel alone. I wanna leave that experience. It's 8:02. I'm not gonna keep you longer here. It was nice chatting with you.
Yeah, was nice.
All right, ciao.
Perfect. Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.